All right, well, we're gonna start the podcast here. We got Anth making his intro in here now for the TORHS Pro Preview here. What an intro right there with the Fuel Hunt pants rolling hot.
Wow, that was epic. I had a ref no show on the first night back in the season, so
Let's
typical.
roller.
So got Wakefield back home from his study abroad in France. He came back as an N1 champion, so we'll give him a little tire pump there. But
Congrats.
just making sure he didn't have a black helmet, so I had to go get him a helmet real quick. So
What kind of helmet does he have to wear? Like a white one when he refs?
well, no, he wears a bubble when he plays, so he doesn't want to take it off. So I just gave him my black helmet. So it's all
Makes
good.
sense. Well, we
So
got a welcome back to the RDN Roller Show. We got a TORHS Pro Preview going here. We got we grabbed as many players as we could. So I think we got a player from each team. So we're gonna break down really just talk to the boys, break down what they're thinking about the roller season. I always think it's just like fun thoughts. We all got day-to-day jobs and we all got stuff going on. But at the end of the day, when it comes to roller season, I think I can speak. I think a lot of us just put that stuff to the side when the weekend comes and says, this is the only 3 months out of the year we get to do this. Yep, it's time.
we talk about it all the time how the roller season's so short, right? As far as like the three major tournaments go. Now, with a couple other ones added in, you have the Wish Cup, you have IIHS, you have a couple other tournaments that now added in, but the three mainstays of tours, Narch, and State Wars all are within basically 2 months. So it's a grind. If you do all three, you're a beast. I mean, honestly. So tours is always fun though, because we've done this a couple times, get a bunch of guys on, talk about the pro division. So just kind of rolling with it again here.
It's the start of the roller season, and I've reached out. I don't know if there's going to be a live stream for the TORHS Pro division. I've reached out to TORHS, haven't heard back. They've read the messages, just haven't reached out or reached back. So hopefully there is, but if there is, and they're going to keep the stats like they usually do, I think we're going to bring back the draft. Remember how we did the draft like 2 or 3 years ago?
At
So I
State
think
Wars, right?
Yeah, so I think we're gonna do a fantasy draft again, and I'll have to figure out the rules, and I'll send the info out there so we can do it maybe that Thursday night. Get a group of like 10 people, and I think that'd be sick. But before we bring in our first guest, which is going to be Jordan Mula of the Tour Roadrunners, defending champions of the TORHS Pro Division, we're going to go over all the teams that are in the TORHS Pro Division. There's 9 teams, and you're going to have the Epic Blood and Feathers, Carshield, Envious Wings, Kemistry, Detroit Ragecats, Propel, Roadrunners, Black Ice 2.0, and Black Ice. So it's I would say a heavy East Coast tournament, to be honest. I know a couple of my boys from the Demon Dogs are on the Epic Blood and Feathers, but it's a heavy East Coast tournament. But I mean, that's,
pretty typical for tours. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I mean, obviously the big ones missing Skittles, no Skittles this year. No Palma. So they're like the two West Coast.
Might see some Palma guys on some other teams, and I mean,
yeah, you might. That's a little teaser drop there of potential, but 9 teams, which is always weird having like an odd number too, depending with how it all breaks down. So it can throw a wrench into the kit. With a couple offsets like that, it could blow you out of a playoff spot, and especially because Tours always does that Saturday night playoff game. So that always makes things interesting. So 6 teams make it through.
If the games are running late, that game can be a late game too.
That could be late. Last year it was like 2 a.m. We're at the rink watching them.
Yeah.
So with 6 teams making it, it means basically 3 don't. So majority of the teams are making it into playoffs, which typically at tours, they usually have about 13, 14 teams. Usually half of them get cut, basically. So it's going to be interesting to see who those bottom 3 are, because you're going to have some teams make it who aren't used to making playoffs. And that's going to be very interesting to have some of these new teams hopping in the playoffs and facing off against top teams like Carshield, Black Ice, Roadrunners, whoever it may be.
Yeah, and I mean, even like the Envious Wings are going to have a strong roster. I know we have the roster. We've seen the roster. Carshield's going to have a very strong roster. With no Mars Blade, you're going to see now Alex Kyle and Tyler Spezia on Mars Blade, or on Carshield. So that's just going to add to the speed, the depth to that team, which is a very scary. And that is a very professional team too, with how many ice guys they have that are playing.
Yeah.
I know we do need to bring in Mula, because Mula has a men's league championship game tonight, and he has to get going. So yeah, let's bring him in real quick. Yeah.
I love it. We're just flying off the cuff here, bringing in Jordans with an S.
Jordans. Yeah, I like the
Jordan,
Jordans.
Jordans. I bet
Oop.
you that's on purpose. Hey, what's
What's
up,
up, guys?
buddy?
How's it going, guys?
Good. So we got so we're gonna get right into it here. We got Jordan Mula from the Tour Roadrunners, defending champions from tours last year. Jordan, you played sick in the playoff round robin, especially, or playoff rounds, especially. So you have a men's league championship. So why don't we start there? What do you got going on tonight? Where are you playing? Rapid fire?
No, we're playing at Sport Time tonight. Just a few of the
Sport
guys.
time. Oh my
Yeah,
god, dude.
it's closer to my house. Rapid Fire is a little ways down the road, so playing at Sport Time tonight. Just to get the feet going and hopefully get ready for tours this weekend.
All right.
Is there any names in that? Like anyone on your team or anybody you're playing against?
Um,
Or is it just
Not
local
even-
guys?
Usually some local guys. I mean, I'm sure you guys heard of Dan Parapesco. He's our goalie for tonight.
Yeah, I know he is.
We got my big brother Joe Mula playing tonight.
Oh,
So
Big Joe.
so he's ready to go. And then I mean KJ Tiffenworth, he plays in the league. He's not on my team. I wish he was, but he's in the
Okay.
league with other guys that play Sting or have played, pro before. So it's a pretty good league. But the boys are battling for the championship tonight, and hopefully we pull it out.
There we go. So look, you got Friday, 4 more days until you're in Florida. Is there anybody on the schedule? Have you looked at the schedule? Or are
Of
you
course,
okay?
right when it drops, I'm first one on it. I'm eyeing down every date.
There's some guys that look at the schedule, and some guys I feel like they just show up and they're like,
Yeah.
we're cool. That's who we're playing. Who jumps out to you on that schedule that you're most excited to play?
Definitely the Ragecats. They always have a pretty solid team. Calcafuke, Brandon
That's
Glover.
to start off like the first
First
the
game
tournament.
too.
That's our first game. I mean, it's definitely a hot one too. We played them last year, and I think we ended up beating them by a couple. But they always come with a great team, and I think last year we just got our bounces, and we kind of. I think we definitely outplayed them, but it was definitely close down to the wire. I think we put 2 or 3 in, and at the end, like probably 4 or 5 minutes left, and kind of took away a little bit. But yeah, they're always good. I'm always excited to play them.
Damn. So you have a very heavy East Coast schedule. You guys are playing Propel. You guys play Black Ice 2.0, and then you play the younger team in Kemistry. So you guys are playing a lot of teams that are super familiar with you guys. Does that make it easier, harder for you guys? Because these guys, they see you all the time. You're playing them in Python, stuff like that. So sometimes that can be kind of a pain in the ass, to be honest.
Yeah, I mean, for me, I definitely don't like playing the same guys over and over because I don't really have many tricks in the bag. So after you play me once or twice, you already know what I'm doing. So yeah, I mean, I don't really. I don't know about for the rest of the team. I can't speak for them, but I think the chemistry team, they're a solid group of guys, and Vio's always bringing in a few young bloods that are always ready to go. I mean, the Black Ice 2.0 team, I'm not really too sure who they have. I'm sure they'll have, Justin Alfaro, Sammy Phillips, and those guys are good. They're good. So the Propel team, I'm not too sure who they have as well, but I know last year they had a pretty solid squad coming in. I would think, Sammy Eisenhower and Joel Eisenhower on their team, and they're always ready to play and ready to go. So excited to play them as well.
Is there anybody on the roster that's new to the boys this year that's different from last year?
I mean, we have AMAC, who he played with us for Narchin State Wars last year, so he's back. Frankie Melton is coming back with us, so that's a big pickup as well. We picked up David Christopher. Most people know him as DC. He's the man. Love him. Trying to think of who else. For tours we picked up Charlie Robinson and net.
Ooh.
He's
okay.
not able to make it, so we
Okay.
have Charlie Robinson net, so that's a pretty big pickup for the boys. I know the skills aren't able to come. I heard
That's
they have some
huge.
That's huge.
training camp. Yeah.
And
That's why Via is being so secretive about his roster. He's got some snake fits in there. He didn't want to tell me about the DC thing. I know. I see how it is.
The Charlie Robinson and Keith, they play like a very similar game. When they're like when they play low, when the puck's low, like they cover the net completely, and it's hard to like get a shot on. So it's cool. It's not like I wouldn't say like Keith Johnson 2.0, but they play very similar styles, which I don't think it's really going to be too much of a change for you. Keith Johnson's Keith Johnson, but Charlie Robinson's the man. So you definitely have a great goaltending back there then.
Yeah, it's definitely a good pickup for us for sure. And we also have Chris O'Shaughnessy, so it's Matty O's little brother, and
I heard he's gross.
He played really good for us at SummerSlam. I was kind of worried at first, ice hockey goalie transferring to roller first tournament. I mean, he definitely showed up ready to play, and kind of excited to see what he's got and what he could bring to the pro series.
He's like really highly regarded in ice hockey. Like I know from the advisory side of things, like he's a stud at his age group in ice hockey. So it's awesome that he's getting involved in roller. And I know you got a men's league championship, so we'll keep this to the last one here. And good luck on that, by the way.
I appreciate it.
From last year, obviously you guys are going to have a little bit of a target on your back being the defending champs in there. What do you think last year, just kind of touching on it, like you guys got so hot in playoffs, and like we talked to a few people about that locker room. Like what is it about your locker room that like anytime you guys have like a couple, weird round robin games, you guys always seem to turn it around in playoffs? Is it just like VO on the bench keeping you guys calm? Is there a guy in the locker room that's kind of pumping the boys up like, hey, we're in playoffs now, forget about round robin, let's go?
I think last year, it was Pat Maroon kind of brought the boys all together. I feel like we played the Skittles. We lost to them pretty bad. I was like, I was pissed. It's a hit or miss with them. We could beat them, we could lose to them, but I didn't see us losing to them by that many. And then after that game, like we come into the locker room the next game, and Pat's like, everyone in the locker room, like sit down, like I'm gonna speak, I'm taking over. And I was like, dude,
I've had it.
What do you want me to say? Of course, do your thing. And it definitely brought all the boys together. We went out for a little team meal. It was good, and it's great. It's great having him. Such a role model and such a savvy vet. Just knows all the little things to get under the other team's skin and all those smart plays. It really definitely changed our perspective and our game for sure.
Yeah, that playoff run was insane. Just him coming in, and I feel like very well meshed with the team and like played very well with you guys. And there was really no obviously like maybe a game adjustment, but fit in and played the role. And you guys completely dominated. So good luck this coming up Friday through Sunday. Good luck tonight, and hopefully maybe you'll have 2 championships on Sunday.
That'd be great. That would be great. I appreciate it, boys. Hope
Carry the mojo from the Sport Time League right into tours, baby. That's what we like to say.
All right, I'll talk to you guys later. It was good seeing you guys.
Yeah, we'll see you.
Thanks, Jay. Have a good
luck,
one,
man.
Thanks, man.
So I think I'm gonna say this right now. Pat Maroon's for sure playing, and Vio's told all the boys not to say a word. That is for sure. Like happy, right?
Oh yeah, he's playing.
He's keeping that roster to his chest. I have every roster but the Roadrunners. So
and by the time this is released, like the rosters are going to be up anyway. So I know he's playing too. He's playing. I don't want to throw
sure
Jordan
playing.
Into come on.
Yeah.
First off, it's in Tampa where he has a house, right? He won it with them last year. He had a good time doing it because we talked to who was it we talked to, and they said they like had the party at his house after and stuff.
Yeah, I know. We talked to Max. We talked to we talked to Keith. We talked to all the boys about it.
That's who it was. Yeah,
Keith. Yeah.
So,
but yeah, I know it's the Roadrunners do have. Like you said, they have a target on their back. Anybody who wins that pro tournament the week before or the year before, they have a target on their back. I'm gonna clarify this first before we go anywhere. My girlfriend's on her way home. I have to let her in. So if I have to go after one of the interviews real
I'll just
quick
keep
for
it
5,
rolling.
keep it rolling, and I will be back as fast as I can. Hopefully the key is
I'll give predictions or something.
yeah.
I'll
There we
just
go.
fill
I'll
the
be but
space.
just to clarify.
So
So
just so everyone knows, we're doing this like as almost like a live show, right? I'm at
yeah.
the rink right now. I didn't have a ref show up. Rob's got to let his girl in.
You know
Like,
what? This is
we
what
got
you
a
guys
lot.
get. This is why we ask for like sponsorships and stuff. But
Yeah.
it's you know what? This is this is why we love Roller. It's 5:30 on a Monday and 7:30 on the
We
East,
made it work.
and we make it
Yeah.
work. So, anyways, we're gonna bring in Andrew Hite now, and with the Ragecats. Ragecats have a nasty roster. I want to ask one. Gonna ask him about one of their pickups that I think is one of a huge pickup in the Pro Division. So let's bring in
All
Andrew
right.
Hite.
I'm interested who you're thinking about in this one too. So
Have you not
wonder if
looked
it's
at?
no, I have.
Okay.
I'm just interested in who
Yeah.
you're
I just-
because I think there's two.
Okay.
One we talk about all the time. So
And
all right. Mr. Hite, can you hear us?
Yeah, what's up, fellas? How are you?
All right.
got the
Good, man. How's
sun
everything
shining
going?
bright, man.
Yeah, we don't get that a lot here in Detroit.
Okay, there we go.
It's very, very majestic with that sun shining on your face there. So thanks for hopping on here. We're doing, just so everyone knows, we're doing a little bit of a TORHS preview, bringing in players from each of the 9 TORHS Pro teams. So we're happy to have Andrew Hite on the team representing the Konixx Ragecats. So first and foremost, how pumped are you that roller season about to kick off at the end of this week?
Man, I've been waiting. I mean, after Legends, it's always Legends kind of gets you fired up, and it just seems like a huge tease. And then kind of wait for tours, and now we've just been ready to go. I mean, and you can kind of tell day by day, everybody's starting to file in the phone, and so everybody's starting to fire up in the group chat. So it's kind of getting ready to go now.
I know you're like the GM behind the Ragecats, kind of, like moving around, getting some players and stuff. When do you start reaching out to guys? For example, one guy that I love for a pickup is Brian Gibb. Like, how did that, come about?
So I've actually seen him play in California a couple times, and then Don Carter actually plays with him there. And Donnie was like, he said something last year about him, but we already kind of had a full team. And then he mentioned him again, and I was like, you know what? I was like, let's do it. Like, doesn't hurt to try. And I've seen him, and I've heard nothing but good things about him. And it's like, for me, it really is like January. I mean, January, I want to say, because you hit up some of these guys too early, and it's like, oh yeah, like I did like a couple years ago, and they're all like, oh yeah, we're good to go, and then it comes around like, yeah, I actually have a wedding, like actually have this. So that's what always happens.
So roller.
Yeah, it's like, all right, let's not do that again. So I tried to reach out too early and like interrupt people, mid-season with ice and all that. So, but really, I mean, we have a pretty tight core now, so it's like a lot of them I don't even have to text. Like they just would be like, all right, like when do we have to go suit up first? Like when are we skating together first? Like I went out to Oakville, did that tournament there, and like we all go play around here, either there or they'll come here to Detroit. But we're all pretty much same to go. I mean, we have a couple new guys coming, but it's pretty good to have this core because it makes the whole lot less stressful, and everyone's gonna be there.
And I think it plays into a factor of just playing there because you guys are comfortable with each other too. And it's not you do pick up, players here and there. And I know not everybody doesn't live there, but your core is from there, and in roller, that's huge.
Yeah, and it's really nice because when I went out to California, when I was living in Arizona, I go to California and play with Rinkrat or something. It's always tough to just pick up different guys' mannerisms and play with different guys after you're so used to. I mean, the game's so easier when you're playing these guys you've been playing with since you were 13. It's like, all right, you just look, it's automatic. Here we go. It's not even when we played in Oakville, it's the first time I really played with those guys in a while since State Wars. And I was like, wow, it's actually incredible how much easier it is to play with guys and are all playing the same game.
Sick. Now, as being the person who runs the team, kind of GMs the team as well, when you're picking guys up, are like you said, you talked to Don Carter about Gibbs, and me and Rob think so highly of Gibbs, so I think it's a sick pickup as well. But when you're looking at new guys on the team, are you looking at hey, are they going to mesh well, or are you just looking at hey, we need a skilled guy, we need a scorer, we need a shot blocking D guy? You're trying to fill in pieces of what you've lost from years prior.
It's we really have our pieces and know who our top guys are. So it's really when we're going to look for guys, it's more so we'll text. Got 3 core guys that I've always texted. And we talk with, hey, this is who we're thinking about picking up. This is who's texting me. What do you think about this? Thoughts? Get everybody's opinion. Everybody's on the same page. All right, cool. Another guy that we picked up this year that's pretty pumped. We're excited to have him is Kai Jamboree.
That's where I was leaning. Yeah,
he's a great pickup, and it's because we kind of he's played with the Jack O'Hannison and Lucas Deeb a bunch because they're all around the same age. So he kind of was getting to the point where it's like I just talked to Hodge about it today, and he was like, dude, like I get it, like why he wanted to play with you guys. Like, he wanted to play more. Like that kid needs to play more. He's good. Like so, it's like he's excited to get the opportunity, and I'm excited to see what he does this year too.
That might be the pickup of the season. I
Yeah,
mean, you know, especially like you know, how young he is too. And, you know, with the that Carshield team is deep, you know, and now with, you know, Mars Blade falling apart, you know, some players are going here and there, but having that kid in your guys's, you know, in your organization and being able to, like, in 2 to 3 years, like, scary, you know, very scary. And even now, you know, he is a very skilled player. So that's it's a very big pickup for the boys.
Yeah, and I mean it's crazy to think like a guy like that of all people is like when you know a team's good when a guy like that's not playing, they get a lot of playing.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah,
like,
exactly.
Kid like that needs playing time. Like he's kind of think about him kind of like that's how Cal used to be when he's about his age. Like he was playing with these random teams, and then he finally came with workouts, and he just kind of took off. Like not came, but they finally opened up a spot for him with all the guys they had. And like this kid, I think he's just waiting to take off. I mean, he's another one I'm just excited to see play.
He's electric when he has the puck. It's fun to watch. Looking at your TORHS roster, we were just talking to one of the Roadrunners guys, and you know, that is a great matchup. It's the first game, you know, to start off, you know, the tournament. So what's your thoughts on that opening the tournament for TORHS?
I mean, I think it's great for the both of us, honestly, because it's like it's one of those teams like I don't know, you kind of get some of these, you see some of these team schedules that are like top teams, and they're not really playing like a competitive, like not a competitive team. They're all competitive, but a real like top team. So it's like you would rather go play them first game, and then you're automatically like, you're not going to get to playoffs and get stunned because you just played a good team. Finally, not a good team, but a team that's can win the tournament. You know, like you don't want all of a sudden get jumped and stunned. So it's like we would rather play them, and like we've always loved playing against those guys. Like, we played against those guys in every championship for a while now for their youth, like juniors, D1. Like it's always us and them. So it's always like it's a good rivalry, but it's always like respect mutually through each other.
Yeah, and you guys, and this is kind of like mimicking what we were just talking to Jordan Mula. Like he said that was the game that stood out the most for him too, because you guys had a pretty tight one against them last year as well. So going into this year, obviously you guys, you know, your goal is to make playoffs, and then, you know, obviously just keep progressing and building from there. Is there anything like, is there a person in that locker room who leads by either on the rink or kind of has the big voice in the locker room to get the boys going once you guys get into that playoff run?
It's kind of like, honestly, it's really our coach, like John Murray. He was a huge pickup for us because he kind of had a couple years off, but he had a great team. Like he was coaching. I mean, a lot of kids that went and played, Sean Day, Max Jones, guys that played in the NHL. And he was kind of waiting to get back into it for a team for an opportunity. So kind of Matt passed away, and like we had Evil, but Evil kind of got busy with work, and he was like, I was like talking to John, I was like, I think he wants it. And like you could kind of just feed through him like on the bench. Like you could feel like I compare him to George a lot, like because George coached us in D1, and like you just feel that intensity like through him like before the game, and you're like, leave the door closed, like we're just gonna run through, like keep it there. But it's like another one is like Cal, because I mean Cal, you see him and you just like he's such a machine. It just makes everybody want to just play up to that level. And he doesn't say anything when he's out there. Like he's going to go out there and take care of business, but it's like you want to just go up there and compete, like keep up with that guy. That's where everybody keeps going. We want to go harder and harder.
You got a roster full of gamers, I guess you could definitely say. They bring a game. Last question before we end this. Last year I thought you guys probably had the best set of uniforms, just with like the baby blues and, you know, the dark blues. You guys changing anything up, or are you guys keeping the same uniforms this year?
Oh, we talked about it, but I think we're gonna save it for one more year, and I think we got something planned for next year, but we're gonna run these out because I mean those baby blues. I mean, still, I get people think like everybody. I keep all the uniforms so they don't go get trashed, but everybody around the rinks, like all the guys.
I love hearing that, dude.
They're like, please, like, can you please like just let me wear my stuff? And I'm like, no, man. I'm like, sorry,
dude.
You have to get it when you can.
Yeah,
bro, I get it because I like run our teams and stuff. I'm tonight still collecting jerseys back from guys from like IHA season, like, oh yeah, I forgot to bring my white, I forgot to bring the black, and I'm like, bro, this is why I don't let you keep them from the beginning. So I give you much respect for keeping that under control, because that's a job within itself, bro. Like having to do that, it sucks. I have a spreadsheet just full of jerseys. It's crazy. So I'm sure you have the same.
we luckily had like our mission stuff from when we were younger. I'm like, all right, you guys can have these pants, keep those jerseys. Like, we're gonna wear those mission gloves this last year, and then we're gonna go get some new ones. But we're kind of done with those. But it's like they're all just like itching to get it to be able to wear it. Like I gave a couple of them, let a couple of them keep their gloves because they're in Canada and they come back and forth. And they're like so like, thank you. And I'm like, it's all right.
Listen,
Don't ruin them.
maybe add some motivation, boys. If we win tours, win whatever, you get to keep the jerseys and gloves. That's some motivation to get behind the boys there. That's what I do sometimes.
Yeah, Drew's like, no, that's not happening. Yeah, he's like, that's not happening, man.
Well, it
Can
just
we get
sucks.
to-
You know, some guys, the way that some guys play at leagues at home, man, like they're out there diving on the floor, and like you get to the roller season, you're like, dude, like why are your baby blue pants brown? Like,
Yeah.
what did you just do all season?
Because they sat in my bag since May.
I gotta-
like, what?
It's true. In my I'll call out, this guy Townsy. He's playing with the Epic Blood and Feathers. He wears we have our RDN uniforms. We have 3 different sets, and he wears them during rec leagues. And I'm like, dude, like we're not supposed to be wearing those during the rec leagues, but to your point, like players want to do that, and they're nice. They're nice pants, like, I'm sure like your guys' stuff is very nice. So that's why they want to wear it, and they just want to rock and rep it. So it's just
that's
funny.
why I'm kind of giving them like a teaser, like kind of you guys can you're getting the gloves here, so work a little harder and we'll see what we can work out. But
That's what I'm saying. So motivation, dude.
We don't have a lot of guys that are changing. So it's like if we did give it to them, it wouldn't be a problem. But like per se, like some guys will just all of a sudden like last year before tours, like Soper couldn't make it because he got hit from behind at a tournament the weekend before. Like imagine he has this stuff, and then it's like, how's that gonna get there?
You
It's
have to take it after every tournament. That's just how it goes. So,
are you playing Ant then?
No, I just had the baby last week, so I'm pretty much doing just State Wars only. So unfortunately, it won't be there. It sucks, but we'll have some boots on the ground for the roller that stuff at least, which is important. So
we'll be at State Wars. I'm pretty sure I'm gonna be at State Wars. So I don't think not TORHS, but State Wars for the Palma Pro. We're gonna be there.
Awesome. I'm glad to hear that.
Yeah.
So,
I can't miss that one.
That free agent list you guys are doing is huge too.
Yeah, it's worked really well for a lot of people, and I tell a lot of people, like use it as a resource, hit up people, and even like in your local area, like even if you just want to play, like create teams. So yeah.
I like what it's going.
There we go. Hey, well, we appreciate you joining, man. Good luck this weekend, and like I said, those jerseys are sick. Hopefully, Sunday you guys can have some gold around those jerseys.
That's the plan, man. I think we got a flying chance. I think there's a good top 4 teams, and I'm glad we get to start with one of them first game.
There we go.
I think you guys are probably within that top 4, I would say, for sure. Like I see in your roster, I think you guys have this is probably one of your strongest rosters that we've seen from you guys. So, best of luck and thanks for taking out the time with us today.
Thanks, boys. Hopefully see you guys soon.
Yep, we'll see you, Joe.
See you, brother.
Yeah, I was saying those jerseys are nasty,
dude.
Because they have the whites, the dark blues, and the baby blues, and they just go hard.
Dude, it was funny because I was literally just gonna ask that, and I saw you kind of mustering up something, and then you asked the exact question. So because they're baby blues, even playing against them last year, I remember I was like, dude, these things are nasty. Those baby blue jerseys are gross. So
all right, so we got Okada now waiting in the we'll just call it the locker room. Okada's waiting in the
locker room. Oh, in the lot.
Yeah, he's waiting in the lot to come in. From Carshield. Carshield has a roster. They have a nasty roster too. So well, without further ado, let's bring in Nick Okada. Nicholas, I like it. Very professional.
Very professional. I was just gonna say that.
Nick Okada, can you hear us?
Oh, he's still getting in there. It's the beauty of the live sport.
There
we go.
What's up? What's up, dude? How's it going?
Good. How are you guys?
We're doing good, man. Doing good. Well, Ant, sorry, I didn't mean to do the end. You can.
No, dude, you're good. Yeah, listen.
So yeah, we got Nick Okada here from Carshield. The defending Palma Pro champions, I will say. I would say TORHS has been your guys' tournament the last couple of years. So, how's it feel getting ready for roller season to start?
I'm pumped, man. I mean, it seems like after every roller season, it's like that. Just recording in your head, like, now we got to wait a whole nother year, right? But then it flies by and it's right back where we where we left off. So I'm pretty stoked. I know the boys are stoked, so we're prepped and ready to go for the summer.
So you guys have a little different of a look, adding some pieces in to this roster that was already extremely strong. So can you just talk about how that process goes? Are you involved in that process, or is that all George Brown just saying, hey, these guys are available, we're bringing them in, we're stacking up for tours?
I'm loosely involved. George does most of the end game decision making along with like Hodge. I'd say Hodge and Ross have the biggest influence as far as the players go. And George is talking to those two a lot, and myself, here and there, kind of get my take, and we kind of riff-raff and throw ideas back off each other. But overall, at the end of the day, it's probably comes down to kind of a joint decision between Hodge and George. So,
gotcha. When going into tournaments, we were just talking about this. There's two type of players that look at the schedule right when it comes out and be like, all right, this is what we playing. And then some players are like a day before they'll look at it and be like, oh, okay, these are when our games are. What kind of player are you? Do you look at it right when it comes out?
Yeah, I'm all about, schedule, standings, all that kind of bullshit. But yeah, I always, right when it comes out, I'm on top of it, looking at it. Usually I feel like in the past I've been kind of one of the first guys to throw the schedule in the group chat. Schwartzy beat me to it this year, but yeah, the boys are ready to go, and I'm always looking at the schedule and what to expect.
So with your schedule this year, kind of piggybacking off of that, I see one game in my eyes that I think is a standout game in your round robin. But do you have any particular game that stands out for you?
Probably the Rinkster game. If it's, those PA New Jersey guys, then they're young, they're energetic, they got good leadership. But they always kind of bring the heat, right? They might not always make it far, but they're always competitive. And for me, it's a little bit different because my boys Weiss and Tackett are playing on that team, I believe. So it'll be a little extra mojo for that one. So
I was gonna say you put out the bat signal for them, and they got snagged up right away. So that's what I was kind of leaning towards, because I know Tackett played with us before, and you guys obviously just won Legends. So congratulations on that first. I forgot to mention that in the intro, but hey, congratulations on winning Legends. It was an epic game. I watched the entire thing on Live Barn. So watching my boy Tackett, you and him look like peanut butter and jelly out there. But so I guess that's got to be a little extra. There's got to be some money on the board for that game, right? Playing against your boy Tackett. So
absolutely,
that's kind of where I was leaning towards that. And their roster has got kind of, like you said, a mix of like PA New Jersey guys, but they all are playing roller year round. So I think that's a huge benefit for them, is that all those guys are playing roller year round. With your roster, typically with the Carshield roster, a lot of guys that are playing ice hockey during the year. So first game or two, it kind of takes a little bit to get their legs under them. So I'm sure George will get you guys fired up though and get you guys rolling.
Yeah, absolutely. There's no doubt about that for sure.
Rob, we can't hear you there, Rob. Hot mic.
Can you hear me now?
Now we're good. Yeah.
Say, other than George, very vocal, and I love him on the live streams, but when you're playing, kind of can't hear him on the live streams. Who's the guy in the locker room getting the boys together?
I'd probably say Jess is kind of that glue guy that keeps the boys loose, kind of gets the boys going. He's usually running the tunes as well, so kind of gives the boys some different looks depending on how the vibe is. But probably got to be Jess keeping the boys loose before games and getting them ready to go.
Hackett, you're talking about Jess Hackett, right?
Yeah.
So he always gets mad that I told a story about him, how we were going into a playoff game and he had 2 Bud Lights in his bag. He gets so mad at me for telling that story because I think everyone brings it up to him. But he is 100% that locker room vibe guy, and he brings the boys together. And he's one of those dudes, I swear, he doesn't have a bad day. every day for him, he's just like smile ear to ear. Even when he's pissed off, like he always finds the light in something. So I love that you said that because he's such just an awesome dude to be around.
Yeah, yeah. Even when he does have bad moments or tough days or whatever, I feel like he just finds a way to make it better by chirping other guys and finding a way to keep things loose.
For himself, right? He's
Yeah,
pretty
yeah.
self-deprecating. Like he chirps
Yeah.
himself a lot. Like George tells him to go out there at the end of the game. He's looking up. He's like, George, it ain't my time. Send someone
Yeah.
else. Like get someone else out there. So
Yeah.
awesome.
What's the type of tunes he usually plays?
Well, I wish I paid more attention to it.
Is it like
But-
country? Is he going like hip hop? Like what's he or is
No,
it
probably leaning more hip hop. Sometimes he'll throw in some weird mixes of like old, probably like 70s, 80s, like R&B maybe, but
That's so him.
he's kind of keeping it all over the place, but probably more rock, rap, or not rock, rap, a little mix of shit. I don't know.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I love to hear it. That's hilarious. With TORHS coming up, and you guys are going to all three this year. You guys did all three last year. Do you guys? I know everybody wants to win. But do you guys? Does it take you guys time to get used to like a game or anything? To get the gel going, or are you guys right when the puck hits the floor, first game, you guys are ready to go?
I think the boys are always ready to go. It's more, but I think there is a little bit of break in time. The good thing is that a lot of the core, in terms of like Haji, Schwartz, Barry, Ross, those guys are kind of playing together or against each other all year. And then you throw other guys who, especially at the pro level, a lot of guys are good enough where you don't really need much time. As long as you're playing, you're staying in shape, then it's kind of, stepping right back into the saddle, especially since a lot of us have played with each other before. There's a little bit of time, but it's usually pretty quick. So
Yeah, and I feel like you guys are kind of not local to each other, but you're all within the same states, kind of, like
Yeah.
pretty close instead of across the country. You guys are, pretty close to each other, which is nice. So if you guys do want to do tournaments like the Legends tournament, you go, most of your guys' team was playing in that. So,
Yep.
Which is nice.
Yeah, for sure.
So last question here. I want to talk about the goaltending side of things because last year in State Wars, we all know about the epic run that our man Stavi Dolan had. So first off, because obviously you played in the game, can you just like explain to people how sick it was when that whole crowd was just chanting his name throughout that whole entire chamber? Like it had to be 60% of the game. People were just chanting Stavi.
Yeah. Yeah, it was amazing. I credit him for, keeping it cool and just staying locked in. And I'm sure he was enjoying it too, and maybe getting some chuckles under that mask, but it was electric. That was probably one of the more fun, just energetic games that I've witnessed or been a part of in a while.
Tons of scoring. It was like back and
yeah.
forth. It was
Yep.
nuts that game.
Yeah.
So
it
then
was
obviously
great.
on the other side of things, you have Troy Redmond. How much confidence does Reds give you knowing that you have a world-class goaltender behind you that even when you make a mistake, because you know how it is, sometimes you can play a little tight. And like you said, when you're playing against some of those teams that, are playing you hard, you might play a little tight every once in a while and make a mistake, but you got Reds back there. How much confidence does that instill in you guys as you guys, are playing in your round robins throughout playoffs?
Oh yeah, I mean, it's endless, right? Like he's one of the best, if not the best, for a reason, right? He's putting in the work all year, whether it's on ice or on rollerblades, and he's always dialed in, and he's got such a long historic history in the game of roller hockey, especially. But he gets older, but he still stays the same,
Like
and
a
he's
fine
locked
wine.
in, dude.
Yeah.
It's crazy, honestly, and it makes it so much easier for us, right? Because we want to battle for him, we want to play well in front of him, but when we do make those mistakes, it's so much easier just knowing that he's back there. He's gonna make those stops that you need him to make. That whether they're easy or hard, he's just steady, right? And he's very very good about keeping his emotions in check, whether it's good or bad. He's always looking forward and staying engaged, and yeah, he's who he is for a reason. So yeah.
Yeah. I feel like if you're a young goaltender, he's the goalie you want to watch. Just just how he handles himself on and off the rink. He's a great role model. But hey, Okada, thank you for joining. Waiting in we called it the lot now, so waiting in the lot of the waiting room.
Yeah.
Thank you for waiting in there. Really appreciate it. Good luck this weekend. Hopefully the boys can bring home some gold so you guys can be drinking some beer on Sunday out of that cup.
Yeah,
It looks like it looks like you got a couple games against your boy. So your first game, Phelpsy. I think you're gonna be playing Phelpsy. So he'll be out there on that.
Oh, is he? I think we got Blood and Feathers,
Blood and
right?
Feathers.
Yeah, he's playing with the Blood and Feathers. So a couple Colorado
Nice.
boys are
Well,
on that team.
and-
So
And you guys play Envious too, which like has the George Brown connection of all the Buffalo
Yep.
boys. So
it's got a fun
you have-
schedule.
yeah, you got a
Yeah.
kind of fun. You probably have like I would say the most like interesting schedule as far as like tie-ins to with like again the Tackett thing, the Envious Wings thing, and then obviously with the Phelpsy thing. So you guys have
Okada played with the Kodiaks when he was younger. You just like
What?
blew him over.
Right.
I've heard about the Kodiaks in every single podcast that we've done. So
We'll have to-
I feel like
yeah,
I played.
we'll
with
have
the
to give you
Kodiaks.
we'll give you education on roller ants. Don't worry about it. Me and Okada will sit you down and give you a history on the Kodiak 93 team.
That's right.
They had a pretty nasty team. But yeah, Okada, thank you again for joining. Good luck this weekend.
Absolutely, dude.
And,
Thanks for having me on, guys. I appreciate it.
We'll see
Yeah,
you at
thanks,
the summer
brother.
roller.
Sounds good. I can't wait.
We'll see you.
See you, man.
Thanks, boys.
See ya.
So I was gonna say, if there's one team that just a roster, I'm excited to see. Carshield, obviously they're stacked, they're loaded, but adding Alex, Kyle, and Spezia, I mean, how can you not want to watch that team play? And that roster is just nasty. But T-minus 7 minutes until my girlfriend's here, until I gotta go let her in. So
I think we're good. Do we have anybody else in the lot?
yes, no, we don't got anybody else in the lot for right now. So we're gonna wrap this little portion up, and we're gonna be right back. You're gonna hear us in about 3 seconds, being like, "Hey guys, welcome back to the second part."
We're just taking a quick intermission. Let them cut the ice real quick.
We'll cut that's part 2 of the TORHS Pro preview breakdown, kind of talking to some of the guys from some of the teams. We did try to grab, as we did say in the beginning of this, we're trying to grab a guy from each team. Some it's just not working out for some guys, but we did try our best to get a guy from every team. Just got done talking to Okada from Carshield. Carshield's loaded, I know, and I think we've already said this, but they're loaded, especially with Marsblade not being in the pro scene now. That's a huge free agent pull, I guess you could definitely say.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I mean, they had Spezia last year at Tours. So now they're adding AK, which is a huge pickup. I don't think PJ Kavaya played last year, and that's kind of like he's played with them a couple times in the past. So that's a nice low-key pickup as well. And like when you're looking at the roster, you look at guys like that they've had forever, like Matty O, right? Like who's he going to play with? Is he going to be mixed in with like a Kyle? Like they have so many different combinations that they could throw at you now. So they're gonna be pretty deep and pretty deadly, and that they're confident. George is getting them fired up, ready to play. So yeah, they're gonna be a team to watch in the Tours tournament.
Absolutely. So moving on next, we got the Envious Wings. I think we're gonna have Nate Berke. Is it Berke or Burke? How do you say the last
I
name?
think it's Berke. I call him.
Berke.
I mean, everyone calls them Berkey though, like kind of like the hockey thing, right? Just add a IE or Y at the end. So we're gonna have. He had a sick year. In NCAA this year, D3 playing for Cortland. So good guy to have on. He kind of really shined last year at State Wars at Palmer Pro. He had a bunch of goals for us with the North Park team. So they're not called North Park for Tours, but it's a bunch of Buffalo boys. They got a pretty strong roster from what we've seen too.
Yeah, and they got to pick up Kyle Mayhew. I don't think he's going over to excuse me. Obviously, it looks like he's not going over to check with the Palma boys. That's a hard trip, and I know he obviously has a nice career too, so that's probably a little hard, but that's a huge pickup. And like you said, they have a strong roster. One player I did see that was missing was Shane Bennett. So both the Bennett brothers can score, and they can put that puck in the back of the net, which is nice. So I'm excited to see how this team plays. They got Chucky Robinson in net too. which is a huge. He's played with them he played with them last year as well too.
Yep, yeah. He was with them last year. Played Palma with us as well. Had a really good run. So they're familiar with him too. And I think like just like any goalie, and you could probably test this too. Once you're with the team for a little bit, you get a little more comfortable in net too, right? You know, guy styles, things like that, who's around you. So I expect him to kind of jump up a level too this whole summer run. So yeah, it's gonna be a kind of our second half, as you had mentioned, of the interview series here, getting as many guys as we can. So ready to wheel and get on with the second period here.
All right, let's go. Second period. I love to hear that. Let's bring in Nate and let's start her up.
There you go, Berke. All right. It's always interesting when we do these live ones too, making sure everyone has the audio connection. Look at him outside.
Yeah, here we go. He's got. I like it. I like the vibe.
Good. What's up, Nate? Can you hear us, bud?
Yes, sir. Can you hear me?
All right. What's up, dude? Yeah, you're good, man. Thanks for hopping on. I told you we're probably gonna need you later today, and it all came to fruition. So I'm very happy you were able to kind of make this happen for us. So first and foremost, we were talking about you had a great year in ice this year. So congratulations on that. 36 points, 29 games, not too bad, man. So I know you talked to me a lot about your ice career and stuff. So kind of first question before we get into tour stuff, like how's that helped you, your ice career, like translating the roller and vice versa?
Oh, I have been able to tell that like my skating alone has been able to, it has changed and like has grown and gotten better through roller hockey. I wasn't like as good of a skater and didn't really have much speed, but like with the roller hockey, I was able to transition pretty well into ice. And I think vice versa, getting the confidence I got in college and transitioning it into roller, which also has helped me a lot too.
Does it take you a game or two just to kind of like get the wheels back under you, or do you feel like you've played roller long enough that you feel very, easy to adjust from ice to roller?
Yeah, in the beginning it was definitely difficult because I also play summer hockey here at home, so I'm jumping back and forth. And in the beginning it was difficult, but now I'm able to transition to it pretty easily and just pick it up after like halfway through the first or after the first.
Good. So you get a pretty good transition. And I know you're a guy, and I don't know if you're still using like the R1 chassis with the March blades.
The March blades, yeah.
All right, cool. So that's definitely helped your game, because I remember, I guess it was like maybe 2 or 3 SummerSlams ago, watching you when you first really started getting in the pro scene with roller. You could tell like you've completely changed your game. Like, and I saw firsthand last year at Palma, like on the big rink, you were able to take that space when it was given to you, where before you might not have had that confidence to take it. So your confidence is definitely, you're a person, I would say that, your confidence kind of drives you. Do you feel that same way?
No, yeah, for sure. When I feel like that's with everyone. Like when you feel confident, you're more in control with the puck. You can take your space and know like you're making the game, slowing it down, and you're getting that confidence to be able to do what you want to do on that rink. So I feel like that has been able to transition, like help me a lot in ice hockey, where I slowed down the game a ton, which was to my benefit, where I was able to move that into roller hockey also.
I'd love to hear that. Transitioning into the tours this coming up weekend, are you the type of guy that looks at the schedule when it comes out, or do you just wait like the day before and look at it?
I am definitely curious to see not just ours, but everyone's and what everyone's going up against. And but I mean, I'm there. I'm a competitive guy. I want to go in, I want to win, but I'm also always there to enjoy it. So whatever the schedule's looking like, it's whatever. I just go out there and try to play my best.
There we go. Do you is there a team in particular that you're looking forward to this weekend to play?
No, not really. I mean, it's always fun playing against those top teams like Black Ice and Carshield. And we were able to give both teams a good game at Palma last year. So now I'm even more excited to see what we can give them this upcoming tournament.
And it's funny because Rob was asking the question, like, do you look at the schedule? Blake's called you like how many times since that schedule's been released, because he's one of those guys. He's you and your brother, because kind of just a little background, like there's, just like we've spoken with a lot of the players so far, it is a team effort to put a team together in roller. It's not like you have a GM or a coach who's kind of spearheading it. Obviously, you guys have a coach with Hawk, and he's awesome, and he gets the boys going. He could probably still play. That dude's still in shape. Like he could definitely buzz, but Blake's been in your ear, like, yo, what are you thinking? Like this game, line combos, things like that. So I was looking just at your schedule too, and one of the games that stands out for me is your second game, because you had mentioned you guys get up for playing those games like against Carshield, and things like that. And there's a lot of kind of crossover with George Brown being from Buffalo, you guys being all from Buffalo. So when you guys go into games like that, you guys have to feel confident, right? Going in, know that you played against these guys for a long time at this point. Is there anybody in particular that you watch when you're playing against them? Like, oh, we got to watch out for Ernie. We got to watch out for so-and-so.
Yes, and no. I mean, obviously, I'm not big into it, but like Matt, like Blake, they'll like talk about, like, get strategy going and stuff, and talk about like those certain players. But we also just know, like, if we just play our game and go out there and just battle against these guys, like we can come up on top. But I mean, yeah, of course, there's some certain guys, like I know about, like Ernie, how we got to keep him, like try and just keep him wide and just like not have the puck as much, and like certain players like that.
When you go to tours and these tournaments, is it a little like a getaway from the ice hockey? Like, do you love going to these tournaments more than you do like some of the ice games?
Oh, I mean, roller hockey has been a blast. I love it. It's like a little vacation, and going to Florida, being able to spend. Me personally, I'm going to be there for a week, so it's going to be a great time. And yeah, I mean, for me, it's like a little getaway from like the seriousness of ice hockey, where I get to go and play roller hockey. Yes, it's still serious, but I'm able to like play like my game and like how I truly want to. So it's like a little getaway, and it's nice.
Go ahead.
Yeah, it's nice that you can enjoy yourself too, like in a nice spot like Tampa, right? There's a lot to do in the area. We've, Rob wrote a nice blog about just like things that you can do in the area, things that you can see, touristy type stuff, get away from the rink every once in a while, which I think is huge, right? Like I love watching games all day, but it is also to like it's awesome to go get dinner with the boys. And I remember from your guys' house last year in Palma, like you guys had a blast, like even just watching like movies at the house, right? With everybody, like, having a few pops, whatever. So, so last year in tours, you guys had a really good run with a really short bench. And it seems like you guys always have a really short bench when it comes to tours. This year, you guys have a deeper bench. And we were just talking about the pickup, your most recent pickup, which I guess it's official now, is Kyle Mayhew. So how much confidence is that like adding into the group?
Yeah, no, it's awesome. And just knowing a little bit on Mayhew, where he played at Palma, and that he's a very strong defenseman. I mean, his background is awesome, unbelievable, playing at Denver and all that. So right there, it just like builds the team's confidence that we were able to get this strong, solid defenseman who we can trust, and everyone in the league respects him. So it just makes it even better for our team in general on the defensive side, while also knowing that he's a very skillful player and he can produce a ton of offense while doing it.
Yeah, it adds that speed that you guys already have too, which is nice. On your guys' team, is there somebody in the locker room that kind of gets the boys going? Is there a I wouldn't say like captain, but just kind of like that team guy that just gets the boys, riled up?
Oh yeah, of course. And I mean, Blake Bennett, he's loud, he's exciting. I mean, he gets up and so excited and pumped for these tournaments and these games that he's just always ready to go, and he's getting all the boys going before the games, before the tournaments even start. Like, it's awesome.
That's
Rob, you gotta see these guys. You got his brother Matt and you got Aaron, and these dudes are like they're the health freaks of the team, I would say, right? Nate, like, I don't know if Nate's as much into it. I remember though, they were giving me like salt before the game, like, all sorts of like electrolytes that I've never seen before, telling me like all these benefits of it. Like these dudes, like, I swear they played in an Ironman at NERC. They came down to skate. It was Matt and Aaron, and and they took showers at the whatever, and they left the bag there. And I thought it was like shampoo and soap. And Matt texted me, he's like, "Yo, can you get that bag for me? I left it there." It was all supplements. I was like, "What the?" I was like, "What the hell is going on?" It was hilarious. And like,
Yeah,
but
they
yeah, I
trouble.
was like,
They're nuts about with all that. It's
I'm
funny.
like I was traveling to Tampa. Like, am I gonna get like stopped at TSA or something with all these supplements in my bag? So I just thought it was a kind of funny story because they take it like, you know, they're really into it in the locker room with the music and
Oh
stuff.
yeah, no, and I shouldn't leave them out there. They've both put in so much work creating the trying to create this team and getting us to be able to play in tours. And oh, they're excited for every game. They're just as hyped in the locker room as Blake and everyone else.
That's
Sweet.
awesome to hear, man. That's awesome to hear. Well, hey, Nate, we really appreciate you coming on to the pod. You know, talking some roller, talking to TORHS Preview, and good luck this weekend for the boys. We're with the boys.
Thank you for having me, and I'll definitely see both of you at tours.
State Wars.
Yeah, we'll see you at State Wars. Yep.
Yeah.
All right, perfect.
We'll
Perfect.
see
I'll see you guys at State Wars.
Yeah, good luck, brother. You know I'm pulling for you.
Thank you.
There you go. Good luck, man.
Dude, like dead ass, just to hop it on this real quick. Like these dudes have more supplements than a GNC. I swear. Like it's crazy.
All right, so we got Crafty. Crafty's gonna Crafty finally messaged back.
Said, put the baby down, dude.
I know he's driving home right now from men's league. Dude, Kraft probably plays, I would say 5, and I bet you 5 rec leagues easily. That kid.
Yeah, he plays goalie in 2. Like he hit Chinny for like Chinny's old like mission, like the mission. What are they like the
slides?
Yeah, the slider ones. Like I know he loves goaling, and like even when he was back at home, that kid would text me every day, be like, "Yo, anybody need a fill in tonight?" I'm like, "Bro, it's only Copper tonight." He's like, "I'll play left-handed." No, like out, like even out, like he'll play. I was like, "I'll play left-handed." I'm like, Tyler, like these dudes are like you can't play left-handed either. Like it would still be a disadvantage. So like hey man, like we raised the freak. So.
Yeah, that's hilarious. Yeah, even like with left hand, you know, you're still gonna be better than Silver.
Yeah, I was like, you could skate better than these dudes backwards than they can forward. Like it's Copper, like Copper Bay. No.
Well, all right. So for the next one, we're gonna have Joy come on. Jon Joy, goalie of the Epic Blood and Feathers. My boy, I'm super pumped for this one. I'm really excited for him getting this second year opportunity with the team, but just playing pro. He's a phenomenal goalie and definitely deserves the recognition. So, you know, excited to see how this team plays. They got a couple boys from Colorado. They got Phelpsy, Townsy, and Alex Payne. So, you know, represent the Demon Dogs. Give me 1 second. We'll bring him in. Just gonna pull up the you know, the old schedule.
There you go. The old schedule, the old roster.
Yeah, and then we'll probably bring in Kraft, you know, Kraft after this one. So all right, well, let's bring Joy in.
Jonathan.
There we go. The old RDN Roller show. All right, what's Joy's background gonna look like? Is he gonna have the stuff figured out or what?
There vertical guy.
There we go, vertical. I like the verticalness.
You gonna go horizontal?
No, you're good. You're good.
No, you look good. You look good, dude.
You look good. I like the hat too. How's So, you know, welcome you onto the pod. We just did a little intro, but got the goalie of the Blood and Feathers, Jon Joy, coming from Denver, Colorado. How you feeling, bud? How you feeling for this tournament coming up?
Super pumped to get going. Been on the back of my mind a little bit. Just went on a 4-day golf trip this last weekend, so getting into work today just kind of was a slap in the face. But that's cool because I get to leave on Thursday, so gotta keep reminding myself. But yeah, no, I'm super pumped, ready to go.
You gotta hit the cryo tank or something, you know, the next couple of days, get it all out of you, you know what I mean?
Yeah. You get a couple sweats in, that's for sure.
There we go. So we've asked this question to every single guy on the that we've interviewed. Are you the type of guy that looks at the schedule right when it comes out, or is it, you know, day before, or do you look at it?
I don't know like exactly what day it came out, but I had checked a couple times before it released. Like I saw the teams list, and yeah, I mean, you know, it's always fun to know, you know, like you're gonna be playing against like top tier talent no matter what. So, but no, it's cool to like, you know, just have an idea what you're getting into.
I want to ask you about a guy that you got a chance to play with last year. I guess it was probably your first time playing with him. Is Devin Brink, and I think Brink here is a stud out there.
Yeah.
What do you see as a goaltender? Right, he's a defender right in front of you, has the puck a lot. I would say probably one of the top players on the team. What do you see from Brinker that like makes him such a good pro?
I don't know. He seems very solid. He's very, very aware. I don't know. I mean, I only got to play 2 games, and so it's hard to formulate like a full opinion. But I mean, from Palma Pro last year, I know he's definitely one of the top 2 guys for sure. So,
Do you we were just talking about the schedule. Is there a particular team that you're looking forward to play against?
not really. I don't know what games Ken's gonna give me. Me and Nicky are gonna split 2 and 2, but yeah, I mean, I don't know. I'll be ready for whatever.
Hopefully more than 2 and 2, right?
Yeah, hopefully more, right? Getting to playoffs,
Yeah.
I think because like we were going over just kind of how this tournament is, because there's 9 teams, 6 teams make it, and Tours always does that unique thing where you play your first kind of like playing games, I'll call them quarterfinals, on a Saturday night. So if you look at it, there's a pretty good shot of you have a better shot than not of making it, right? So got to get through those round robin games, and hopefully you guys can make a playoff appearance here. Does that mess with you at all? Like as a goalie, not knowing what games you're playing, do you like knowing, or like, I know a lot of times goalies like just being able to be like, hey, I want to go in and it's my time to play.
I mean, like, I know which games I would like to play, but I mean, that's not my call. I'm gonna show up ready to play whatever games they want me to play. But I mean, I definitely have a preference going into it, and I'm sure we'll talk about it, and Ken, Nicky, and I will have a discussion, and whatever they want to do, I'm with it. So,
have you ever played at this rink here in Florida?
It's my first time playing Tours ever.
Oh, okay, there we go. Let's go.
It's a blast, dude. Stay away from the bar upstairs. No, it's a blast. Yeah, it can get rowdy up there. But yeah, it's the main arena is really sweet. Like when you skate out there and you're playing your game on that main arena, you look around, you're like, oh, this is a pretty sick setup. Like everyone's like walking through that main area, tons of fans watching every single game. So I feel like you're a type of guy that would like thrive off that kind of energy and be able to just kind of throw yourself in that game, be like, all right, time to stop the puck here.
Yeah, for sure.
Do you you got a couple guys from hometown. I got Phelpsy, Townsy, and Payne. Does that help you as confidence going into those games? You're not going out there just alone. You do have some of your boys. Or does it really, you're like, just throw me in there. I'm a dog. I'm ready to go.
No, for sure. I get you. I mean, no, it's definitely cool for me. Like last year, I'd never met hardly any of these guys before. I know one of the assistant coaches, Joe, from out home. He's fantastic. But no, I mean, it was, kind of an adjustment. You feel like you got to earn these guys' respect, and you'll have a pretty short time to do it. So yeah, I mean, it's nice to have some familiar faces around, and playing with Alex Payne, Jake Townsend, Kyle Phelps, and throughout the year, I know their tendencies. They know what my preference is on a couple things, So yeah, I think it'll be nice for us all around. They're 3 really talented guys, so it'll be good.
So if you guys get a chance, look at your roster. The team staff is pretty interesting. You have Ken Mays, chief water bottle washer, Russ Christopher, locker room playlist manager, and then you have Santo Capitello, assistant. I don't even know what that word is, but it is wild. I guess because you can upload your own rosters for tours like through the website. So I guess they put their own titles on there. And I'm looking at your roster and I'm like, what is going on here?
This is on the Tours website.
It's kind of funny.
That's awesome.
It's on the Tours website.
Yeah, whoever threw Ken under the bus on that one, that's a jeez, man. But with
I was like, what is going on here?
What I was gonna say is with Tours coming up, I know. Do you think it takes you a game or two to like, get into it? Or when you get there, do you feel like already ready for the summer roller and you're ready to go?
I mean, I'd be lying if I said it doesn't take a second to, get it figured out. We don't have like top tier hockey out here. It's just been playing the men's league, since IHA was over. So I'm sure it'll be a small adjustment. But no, the biggest thing for me is taking the first warm ups and just getting used to the rink, getting your angles down. I mean, having confidence that, to play big makes the biggest difference in the world. If you feel like you're lost, you're going to play small, and not what you want, obviously, at this level. So,
yeah, I hear that. You, when the boys head out there, you guys all going together or what?
I don't know what Phelps' flight is, but I know me, Payne, and Towns are on the same flights.
Phelps
I would
is in
assume.
his own world, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah. Phelps probably lands Friday morning at like 11:30 a.m. and he's like, "All right, boys, I'm headed to the rink."
Didn't he drive to Indiana last year?
I think CJ drove with him.
Yeah, and CJ drove with him.
Yeah, but that's the boys, that's the dogs, and that's what they do because they're committed. So that's what to play roller. I'm sure there's people who drove way further to play roller. Like Miro.
Yeah, Miro drives all the time. But I remember meeting Joy in the parking lot last year at the hotel, and you were by yourself. And I remember you had like, and you had kind of a like interesting journey too, didn't you? Like you had to do like a connecting flight or whatever, and then drive a few hours to get there.
Oh no, I came in like 2 hours before Wydock did, and he asked if I'd hang around and give him a ride, which that was totally cool. We waited, picked him up, and his gear didn't show up.
Oh yeah, that's what it was. That's what
they
it
put
was.
it. They put it on the next flight, and so we had to like kill like 5 hours down there before we could drive up, and then. I came in. We came in a day early because we were supposed to be able to skate before. We were going to get half rink or something, and then Tim canceled that, so that was kind of a bummer. But yeah,
they had the floor issues. Yeah,
the day was kind of a bummer. But yeah.
Hopefully, you guys getting any skating out there this on Thursday night?
Not that I'm aware of.
Well,
but I will be there Thursday, so that'd be cool. But I haven't heard anything. So.
Worst case scenario, just go hit up Pop Stroke. It's right up the street. You can work on that putting game there, and that's
really all that matters these days, right?
Yeah, dude, I just started golfing. Did my first round on Sunday on Father's Day, and it actually wasn't as bad as I thought. So nice. it was. I think that's another. We're talking about confidence. You just gotta have confidence golfing, and if you don't, it's just like it goes down fast. That back nine.
I mean, I'll tell you what. From Thursday to Sunday. I played 99 holes.
Wow.
99 holes?
I played 99 holes. 9 on Thursday, 36 Friday, 18 Saturday, 36 Sunday. And I have zero confidence. Like Sunday, I just wanted to quit golf. I'm over it. So, yeah, I'll be back. But
I'll be back. I love it.
I'm going to take a month off.
Yeah, you got tours.
It's roller season,
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. We got priorities to handle.
Yeah. Well, hey, Joy, we really appreciate you joining the RDN Roller show. I'm rooting for you. You got the boys out there, so I'm definitely gonna be rooting for you guys and watching the game. So, good luck. Hopefully the boys can bring home something so I can celebrate with you guys, and we'll see you when you get back.
Yeah, for sure. We'll do RDN. Cool. Thanks, boys.
Right. Later, brother. Good luck, man.
Yeah. Thanks.
Later, Joy. Alrighty, so I think next we either got Luke Dipasquale or Tyler Kraft. I think we're gonna go Kraft last. I'm pumped to watch this team. They're my boys. I got a couple of boys on that team. So just excited just to see kind of like what they do. And Joy's a great goaltender, and so is Nicky Wydock. So that's a great, goalie combination as well too.
Yeah, I think that he was telling the story, and I remember, him telling it last year, and when he said his equipment didn't come, kind of like rang that bell. But like, I think that's actually probably good for them. Their two guys didn't probably really know each other, get some, familiarity with each other, because how it is being a goalie when you have have a 1 and 2 guy or a 1A, 1B guy, it can be, awkward at sometimes, right? Like
Yeah.
you always want to play, you always want the net, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? So
Yeah, no, and I think,
I think that helps.
Yeah, and something to this team too is they've been playing in the pro division for the last 2 years, and granted they might not have the best record, but they have that experience now. So coming into this third year, you never know what can happen. The tides could change, and they can really, took everything that they've, been through the last 2 years and use it to, I guess, to your power, and adding adding Phelpsy and Payne. Phelpsy's won an Arch Pro title, played on, Mars Blade, Alkali, some very top teams, Konixx. So I just think
they didn't have him last year.
No, and I think, you never know what can happen in the pro roller season, and especially TORHS starting everything off. That really, jump kick stuff. So it gives a lot of people some confidence. So we'll see what they can definitely do. Looks like we got no one's in the lot right now. So
let's do a little NHL update here. We have Florida was down, I think it was 3-1. Now it's 4-3.
Okay.
Edmonton over Florida. So they're making a pushback here. 14 minutes left in the third. I could tell Joy was watching it because I saw his eyes perk up there when Florida just scored their last goal. So we got an interesting one here. Could be a gentleman's sweep. It could go back to Edmonton. Bob's had like kind of a weird game as he just fumble fucks a puck there. Jesus. I'm pulling for Bob in this. Like I would love to see McDavid win, but like Bob was a flyer. So like I'm pulling for Bob because like he kind of got like boned over in Philly, to be honest. So
he's a great goaltender. He's been a great goaltender everywhere he's played. The one thing that I think, everyone I think is cheering for. I'm cheering for McDavid. I don't want him to win. I want Tkachuk to win. I love Tkachuk, but like that's just gonna put McDavid's accolades and just who he is just even more on a higher pedigree. Which, man, like it's not like the time's shrinking, but if you want to start collecting those Stanley Cups, you gotta start doing it now, right?
Just as you say that, Tkachuk just drew a penalty.
That's my guy. That is my guy, Tkachuk. The rat. I love it,
dude. And to be honest, how do you not want to see Walt celebrate a Stanley Cup, right? Like,
yeah, absolutely, yeah.
Big Walt.
So we're gonna bring on Crafty and Dipasquale. Dude, I'm messing up his last name probably so hard. But we got the players from
Dipasquale.
Yeah, we got Propel, Team Propel. Luke's on, and then we got Crafty here. He's on. Obviously Black Ice. There's no need to really tell who's Kraft.
Hopefully we can get some info about this Black Ice 2.0 team from him as well, because Kraft, he's the GM no matter what it is. It could be the Black Ice women's team. It could be Black Ice 8 and under team. Kraft's got some sort of say in what's going on there.
Yeah. So. And I'm pretty sure don't they have a women's team for Arch Pro?
They usually do. So
yeah, I think with the team list that just got released, I believe that's what I saw.
Yeah. And I know because Kyla they had their baby last year, she didn't play. So I think she's probably back in the mix with things here. So it'll be again for another podcast. But yeah, Kyla always doing her best to get out there on the rink and represent Black Ice. Power couple, you know what I mean?
All right, we're gonna go with Crafty now. It's all good.
All right, perfect.
Hold on, Crafty just got out of the waiting room.
Oh my gosh, this guy. No patience.
Yeah, no, we're good. We're good. It's me. All right. Before we bring on Luke, because we're gonna keep Kraft for last. We're gonna do the fantasy draft. So by the time that you might have heard this, TORHS is gonna do live stream. It's gonna be rollerhockey.tv. We're gonna be able to watch the live streams. We've done the fantasy draft about 2 years ago, and it's a really cool concept. We'll get about 8 or 9 guys, and we're gonna draft players from each team. And, just like how you do fantasy football, fantasy hockey, stuff like that. So we'll put all the information out. It'll be out on Wednesday. The draft will take place live on Thursday, and the games go. It's going to be $15 a player. Winner takes all. So around, about $150 or something like that, you're going to win. Joy won last time. Joy was the winner of the last fantasy draft.
That was the COVID year in Fort Wayne, right?
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure, yeah. Cool. Looks like your boy Chuck, you also got an embellishment call, so
there we go.
For hockey, roller hockey.
Yeah, so we got Luke in the lot. We're gonna bring him in, but yeah. So with that, the fantasy draft is gonna be a cool concept. We'll kind of update you guys throughout the whole entire like the weekend, but just like your fantasy, football, but for hockey. And we'll try to do this for. I know Narch great at stats, so is Palma Pro. So if it's success, maybe we'll do it for the other two as well too. So
Yeah.
alrighty.
Awesome idea.
Well, let's bring in Luke Propel.
All right, here we go. It's
He's a
my
North
boy.
Carolina kid, right?
Yeah, this is my boy right here. We got some business to take care of. Luke too.
What kind of business?
I don't know. I'm just gonna bust his balls.
Okay. All right. Is he got the video going or what?
There we go. I had to
He's
figure
a
it
tech
out.
guy. He's a tech guy. He's good.
Yeah.
What's up, dude? How you been?
I'm good. How are you guys?
I'm good, man. How was your season over in France?
It was long. It was a long season, but I mean, after starting 0-8, it turned around. So it was good. It was a good time.
I feel like you guys had like a really good end of the year. Like you guys were beating like every team.
Yeah, I mean, our team was definitely young. I mean, a lot of it took us a while to get going, but towards the end of the year, we were good for sure.
Damn. And then and you had a chance to play with all the other non-French players in pretty much like all-star event. What was that like?
Yeah, the All-Star Weekend was sweet. Like, definitely one of the events of the year. Honestly, like probably the coolest event I've been a part of in both ice hockey and roller hockey. Like, just crazy talent there, all over the country, because you got like the Czech guys, Swedish, Italy. So like, I mean, Canada too. Woodsy's there, so it was awesome.
Damn.
Do you find the boards weird to play on? Like,
the board. Yeah, no, they're horrible. Like you press a guy and the boards they're moving. Like it's probably the weirdest thing. Like you rim the puck back too, and you never know where that thing's going.
Yeah, it could like kick out to the middle of the rink, or it could just like die in the corner. Like there's no telling what's going. And Luke's a pretty big kid. Like he's another one. We talk about the Berke brothers. He takes it seriously. But kind of talking about tours now. Let's move on. So like you guys, obviously you've had a different roster pretty much, every tours event, right? And it's kind of because it's a thing that's growing, and Travis is really trying to build this thing to a point where you have your core guys, and then you could bring in some guys to help out those core guys. So looking at your roster, couple new guys in the mix. I know you have Bryce Whitman, who on the East Coast, I think he's awesome, and like he's one of those low-key underrated guys. And then you have a bunch of your other guys that you've played with in the past. Trevor Sear, I want to talk about him. What can you tell the people about Trevor Sear? Like, how good is he? Like, and nobody knows about it.
Yeah, I think he's one of the most underrated defensemen in pro. Like, I think it goes so under the radar, because obviously he was a big ice guy. He was very good in ice hockey before, like, just injuries and, whatever. But like, he's a typical ice defenseman. He moves the puck very well. And he's one of those guys, like, he's a defenseman. Like, he does everything right. You don't notice him. Like, and then you look at, say you check stats, and next thing you know, he has like 10 assists. Like, he's one of those guys. He's just so good at moving the puck up the rink and then getting back and reading the rink. It's unreal, because especially watching it, you don't notice it. But then you play with him and you really see how good he is, just with and without the puck. But I mean, it's great for us because no one knows who he is, and he does a lot of stuff for us.
Do you guys? You guys are a younger team. Do you guys feel like that plays into your hands? Do you guys like that because you guys have maybe a little more confidence because you don't really have anything to lose? You're a young, up and coming pro team. Or do you guys, feel like, we got something to prove every single tournament?
Yeah, I definitely feel like it's a mix of both. I feel like the last 2 years has kind of been like, oh, we have nothing to lose. But now I think the roster we have this year is very good. I mean, obviously not just tours, but going to Palma qualifier, I think we have a lot to prove at tours. And I think, the first game we have Kemistry, and then I think it's Roadrunners, Black Ice, Carshield. So we don't have an easy schedule whatsoever. So I think that, if there's any time to prove anything, it's now. And obviously adding the Eisenhowers and Tackett, getting a little bit of age in there was definitely going to help, not just with, skill, but like maturity and just the game. I think we have a lot to prove this summer for sure with that.
wait till you get Tackett in that locker room. You're gonna want earplugs, but he's awesome. He's the man. Like he cracks me up. Everything he says is he pre-writes jokes. I swear to God, and comes in the locker room with these pre-written jokes. But he's great for the locker room for that reason too, because even in tough games, like obviously he takes it seriously, and everyone's gonna be pissed off after losses and things like that. But he always finds a way to kind of lighten the mood, as soon as everything kind of calms down. And I think, since you had mentioned the schedule, and we've been asking everybody kind of if you're looking out for one specific game like that stands out for you. For me, it's the Kemistry game, because I think that game is huge considering how many teams make playoffs. And if you can get a win in that first game, that's a huge game.
Yeah, exactly. Like I think that game's not only because it's the first game, but because like against a team that I think it's going to be a good matchup. I think it's even more important. But then, after that, you play Roadrunners, who won last year. You play Carshield, who won Palma, and you play Black Ice, who, it's Black Ice. They've won everything. It's like that's the one matchup that you see as favorable. And then every other matchup is you just got to take it one game at a time. So, but, obviously, first game of the tournament, such a big playoff bracket. It's like you want to get points wherever you can. You don't want to pass up anything.
Coming into this tournament, do you personally feel more confident playing in overseas for the last year?
Yeah, I think it definitely helps with the confidence. Like you play roller hockey for a whole year now, like year round. Like used to going to ice, it's like, oh, you never know what to expect because you just don't know who any of the guys are. But like the more you play roller, like you learn who the guys are, and then you learn how to play. So I think just having that another year to just play when you're playing every day almost, it adds to it.
Yeah, you guys have, I mean, from what I see on the roster, this is probably one of the strongest Propel teams I've seen in a long time. So kudos to Travis for, doing the legwork and getting a good team together, because Joel's a huge pickup in net, right? Sam's a great pickup because he's another one of those guys who has a veteran presence. You got Eddie Dada on there. You got the Dale brothers. So you guys have a lot of guys who have played on a lot of different teams throughout this, pro roller. And now he's been able to bring them all together. So, and Luke, I think the world of you from a couple years ago when I saw you playing Legends. I was like, where the fuck did this kid come from? Cummins like going bar down like 3 goals in the first game. I'm like, where did this kid come from? So I think you're due for a big tournament, and you played sick last year at TORHS. So you guys played Palma really good. If you guys remember on that big rink, you played Palma really well in that game. Gave the Skits a game, I believe, too. So I think you guys have a good opportunity to knock on the door for playoffs here.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate that. But yeah, like I agree. Like, I mean, I think we have a lot of guys that, have either played on lower end pro teams or they've been on really top end pro teams. And I think it's going to mix well. Like adding Bryce Whitman and then Austin are huge pickups, especially on offense. You have 2 guys that, D3 national champions in ice hockey, played tier 2. Like they're going to be 2 of the more skilled guys out there. And not only that, it's like you watch them play last year. They played D1 last year and they upset, I'm pretty sure, the Skittles and maybe the Roadrunners, someone else. But like those are 2 guys that not only are they good, but they know how to play heavy minutes and carry a lot. So
awesome.
Yeah, you guys got a physical team. You could say like a big team that isn't afraid to, get physical in the corners.
Yeah, I mean, we got a big team, I'd say. Like especially you look at an offense, like a bunch of big boys out there. So, I mean, I think that style favors us, especially when you get to nationals and you can play more. So I think that's going to be one of our go-tos.
Absolutely. Well, hey, Luke, thank you for joining. Before we let you go, Ant was saying, you're from North Carolina?
Yeah, I am.
Okay. Where'd you grow up, or where do you live in North Carolina?
I grew up in Apex. We have like one rink and it just happens to be down the street from me. So
is that the Wayne Gretzky Center?
I think it used to be called that. I was actually told that like in the last month, but it's now called like XL Sports World. There's been like a few there, but
yeah, and it was that where like the Dragons were out of? Is that
yeah? Used to have the Dragons a long time ago, and then like the Raleigh Speed.
There we go. Yeah, I used to live in North Carolina when I was really young, And when that rink like first opened up, I played a tournament when I was like 8 and under there. I lived in Kenston, North Carolina, like super small town. And yeah, so anytime I hear someone from North Carolina, I'm like, dude, there was never roller when I lived there. It was always like in Raleigh area. So it's cool to see that people, just there's roller more in North Carolina.
Yeah, I mean, there's only one rink, but I mean, all the leagues are basically filled. So like, there's games going to 12 a.m. every night there. People love it.
Jeez. How about is Bojangles your go-to?
Of course.
There we go.
Protein. My man needs his protein.
What do you what's your go-to there at Bojangles?
Definitely 4-piece supreme, and then you got to get the bowberry biscuit. Got to.
Dude, I love it, dude. I don't have it with me, but before I left at Food Lion, you can buy like the honey mustard sauce, like a whole entire bottle. And I got some in my kitchen right now. So I was back there like 3 weeks ago, and yeah. Sorry for the listeners listening. We're just having a North Carolina.
I've never had Bojangles, so
it's like it's just Cajun chicken, but it's really good.
Yeah, it's like Cane's kind of right, like Raising Cane's. Yeah.
Soul food. There's a guy from France with me right now that I play with in Epernay, and like I picked him up from the airport. First place I took him was Bojangles. I was like, you got to try this.
Dude, it is. Yeah, everything there is great. So, yeah, Luke, thank you again for joining, man. Good luck this weekend, and hopefully the boys can make some noise this summer run.
Yeah, thank you. Hopefully, like I know we're all looking forward to it.
Absolutely,
right, man.
We'll see you at the summer tourneys.
All right, thank you. See you guys.
See you.
Alrighty, so the last one coming on, we got Crafty. I'm excited for this one. It's been Kraft is supposed to be the first guy, but.
If you ain't first or last.
Yeah, he probably has like 100 men's leagues going on, so I understand that. We're gonna bring him in, and but before we do, that Propel team, looking at that roster now, is a very good team. They're very not veteran, but experienced team with the Eisenhowers, Tackett, and there's a lot of like names that are like, I mean, heavy on the East Coast that are really good too. So
yeah. I mentioned Bryce Whitman, like he's sick. Like I saw him a couple years ago playing like men's single A, and I could tell I was like, this kid's gonna be good. Like he just needs to figure out roller a little bit.
Yeah,
he plays up in Pottstown. Yeah, he plays up in Pottstown at the 422 rank, and they have a pretty decent league up there too. So you could definitely tell he's been playing more roller and getting accustomed to it. And then Joel, we know Joel's a competitor, so I see him all the time, playing against him in Paiha and stuff, and he battles, man. He don't like giving up goals either. So
no, he's
definitely gonna keep him in a lot of games. And it's tough, when you're these teams that don't make playoffs the years before, and we've both, been there, like you always get a tough schedule. So like Luke was saying, like that first game, and I was saying that first game is huge for them to come out against Kemistry and really put a stamp.
Whoever wins that game is a lot of confidence. Plus, man, you probably secured a spot in the playoffs, to be honest.
Yeah, you get that exactly. So like you're looking at the teams on the outside looking in, like, just off of, kind of the names and stuff. But like that's a points game that you need to grab right off the bat. And it's your first game of the tournament, which we all know is always like everyone trying to get their feet under them for a period or two or a period. So you want to really come out and really win that game. And it's going to be tough because Kemistry has a bunch of young players on it that are kind of in the same boat. They're maybe a little on the younger side of things, but I know, like, they're going to have some vets on their team too that are going to, kind of play the same roles as some of the guys we've already mentioned.
Yeah, no, you're exactly right. All right, well, let's bring in Crafty and let's talk some Black Ice and Black Ice 2.0.
I would love it if he was in his goalie gear right now.
He has his helmet on.
That'd be sick. Just flip the bucket.
That'd be
user. This guy.
Probably on the bench or something like that. All right, Crafty, unmute yourself.
It's Dolan.
Dolan! Oh, Dolan! What is going on? We just got.
We
just got played.
Hold on, where's Kraft at?
I thought Crafty was trying. All right, we got Dolan here. Let's talk to Dolan.
That's a disappointment, dude, honestly.
No, honestly, this is Anth 2.0. You're in the office. This is just too great. Dolan.
The RDN East Coast headquarters right here.
There we go. Dolan.
Dan Dolan from Kemistry.
Oh
my God. Yeah, we thought Kraft was coming on because we've been trying to get Kraft for the past hour. And then then it came across Zoom user and you popped up. So we're happy to have you, Dolan. So Dolan's going to be helping us out on the RDN side of things too, as he usually does when he can, and covering some of the tournament. So, but he's also playing. He got picked up by Kemistry, free agent pickup. Rob,
Yeah. There you go.
With that sick idea. So.
But yeah, first off and foremost, Dolan, how pumped are you to get going, playing some summer roller?
I'm extremely pumped. It's my last summer I can play 21U, and obviously I've been trying to play pro as much as I can. Well, I'm still young, but definitely this summer it's gonna be big. Trying to get it going with Kemistry, especially at tours going back. I think we were there last year for the few, so a little bit of a revenge tour for me. Hoping to get the ball moving.
There we go.
Rolling.
So obviously you got picked up, as a free agent, right? Because we're not doing anything this summer, just with, kind of my situation, having the baby and all. So I know, a couple kids on the team. You guys are a pretty young team, and we were just talking to Luke Dipasquale, as you know him. And do you feel like having a younger team, like when you go into these games, you're like, damn, we got something to prove. Like, we don't want people overlooking us. Like, what kind of like, how does that make you feel like going into each one of these games?
I definitely think like we might have like a monkey on our back. Definitely everyone just like watching us a little bit closer because we're a lot of young guys, and obviously like we're playing under Vio, so I think that also adds a lot more respect towards us because Vio's he's a vet. He's been involved in roller for basically my entire life. So the fact that we can have him on the bench and him running everything, I think it definitely adds to our team. And just having young talent, a lot of guys don't know what to expect with young talent. It's kind of like just playing a new team that you don't, when you see Black Ice and you see Palma play each other, you see nothing new. You play the same kind of game. So I think us being all young guys and me joining in the squad, I think a lot of guys won't know what to expect with us. And like you said, yeah, we have everything to prove and nothing to lose. So I like it.
I love the attitude. There we go.
Say, dude, you're speaking like a pro, dude.
Yeah, there we go, Dolan.
Right now.
You're at the rink now. How many times a week do you skate?
Right now that I'm out of school, I try and skate at least like 4 to 5 times a week. I try and play on at least 3 teams during the week. Like Sundays we play, Monday, Thursdays, and then I'm trying to be at the rink like basically every single day.
There we go. Playing with Kemistry, a new player, you got picked up. Do you feel going into that locker room, do you like, hey, whatever role you need me to play, I'm gonna play? Or do you already know the guys, so you already kind of feel comfortable?
So a lot of the guys are gonna be new to me. I recognize some of the names on the roster just from playing against them. I haven't really played with any of them yet. I haven't played under Vio yet. But obviously, and like any team I'm on, especially when we play like few for the summers, like I just play the role that I need to. I go out there, I just bust my ass as best as I can, and I get those other guys at least. I mean, different teams that play different roles. Obviously, with the younger guys, who knows? Whatever Vio needs me to do, I'm obviously there to do it.
There you go.
And Dolan's rocking a visor for pro for the first time. So I think that's worth noting. His first game with a visor, he did get high sticked. And I told him that's kind of just the nature of the beast, brother. You're going to get high sticked a lot with it. So looking at your schedule. So we were just talking to Luke Dipasquale about this. So you guys play Propel in that first game, and a lot of these guys. You've played under Travis a little bit as well. So how big of a game is that for you guys? Rob and I were just saying that game is pretty much like if you win, you have a really good shot at making playoffs.
Yeah, so I believe you said the top 6 teams make it and 2 teams are eliminated.
Yep.
For playoffs. So that's our biggest game. I think we win that game, we maybe be able to steal another game down the road. But for now, obviously, we got to focus one at a time. I think, basically everyone on our team, from what I believe, we're pretty accustomed to most of the guys on the other team. I saw no new names. I know how a lot of those guys play. I know how Travis likes to run his bench just from being around Roller and being around all those guys. So I think we're ready no matter what. I think, I played some of those guys also. So there's definitely going to be like a good atmosphere. Obviously it's going to be.
So you're pumped for that game. That game you're pumped.
Fired up.
That's definitely. I'm most fired up for that game.
Okay, so look.
Couple guys on the other team that I'm close with, so it's gonna be fun.
Okay, I love to hear that. And who are you playing juniors with?
I'm also playing juniors for Kemistry for 21, and I think I'm playing D1 Black Ice.
Nice. There we go.
That's-
Dolan's
yeah,
just
the-
getting picked up. That free agent,
the
man.
free agent, dude.
Hey, Dolan, we'll have to talk. I can be your agent, maybe charge you some stuff. I'll get you. Who knows what team you'll be on next year. So
Rob's waiting for a
tournament, and we'll
Venmo.
see.
Rob's waiting for a Venmo transaction to come across that little cha-ching.
No, but in all seriousness, how personally going to the first roller tournament of the year, how does it, how do you feel? Is it you're just pumped to get out there or what?
I'm obviously pumped. Now that I'm done school, obviously I'm not drinking nearly as much, so I don't have to.
Dolan, you're at a roller tournament.
You're gonna be drinking.
Oh, obviously, yeah. Obviously, I'm not gonna go cold turkey like that. I'm gonna have fun with the boys. Now I'm 22, but yeah. I mean, there's nothing new. It's the first tournament. Obviously, I'm trying to play in every single tournament this summer, and then hopefully next year, go somewhere cool overseas. Hoping to.
There we go. Love to hear that.
Hey, in the work.
There we go. Well, France, Spain, Italy teams, you hear that? Our boy Dan Dolan on the free agent list again. You can hit up Rob Woods for the agent, and we'll work the contract. So
he accepts Venmo, Cash App, and Zelle.
Yeah. No, but good luck out there. I'm very happy that you got on a team. You're able to get picked up by a team. That's the whole point of the free agent list. And the teams like Kemistry and Propel, this is your guys' chance to really not, make a name for the team, but yourselves and in the pro scene. So it's a huge opportunity for everybody, and excited to see how you guys do.
Yep, me too.
All right. Well, hey, listen, get out of the rink before they start charging me for the extra hours that you're doing this interview in the office. So, but yeah, thanks for hopping on. We wanted to actually get Dolan yesterday, but he had to jump in reffing a game. So.
I thought you were joining yesterday, so that's why when you joined, I was like, "That's not crafty." I was like, "What happened?"
that might go down and roll. We got to clip that. That's a good roller.
Yeah,
kind of clip there. But.
That was amazing. But yeah, thank you, Dolan, for joining. Good luck this weekend, and you're playing in three different divisions, so hopefully you can bring home a medal in one of those or 3 medals.
All right. Later, Dolan.
Later, Dolan.
I think he's
frozen. For sure.
Yeah, I think he froze up. They shut the Wi-Fi off at the rig, I guess.
Honestly. Can you hear?
All right.
Are we gonna get Kraft or what?
Yeah. All right. So everyone watching this is like, what is going on? We're gonna have to turn this into a live show. I think this is gonna be so much better if it was a live show. Kraft is in the lot. So we're waiting to bring in Kraft. That might have been the funniest. Man, I feel bad, but that was so funny. Dolan's just like,
dude. Especially because it came across Zoom user, so we had no clue who was coming on.
You know what? Dolan, very professional. He sounds like a professional when he's talking, and very excited. And I think kids like that, and just players in general like that, you want on your team just because they bring that attitude, and they have a great attitude already. So you can just see how they carry themselves. So that's a really a great opportunity for him. Very excited for him, and that free agent list, it works, man.
Yeah, it definitely does. And he's done, and he's so into the roller, just the whole scene, and he's always willing, when we went out to Narch a couple years ago, hey, I'll take the phone, I'll record the game. He's so into roller, which is awesome. It keeps me around, honestly. Kids can't keep me around, you know what I mean? So, and now we got another guy who was one of those kids back then who kept me around if he's ever going to show up. All
right, well, we'll bring Crafty in now. Oh man, that was crazy. So
tie, you got to
tie. I like it. I wonder who made that for him.
That's definitely what. Never mind. Yeah.
Here we go. Kraft, can you hear us? All right, Ty's taking a little time there.
He's taking a little time out. Oh wow, Edmonton got an empty netter. That's it.
Game 6.
Yeah.
The McDavid comeback. All right, we're bringing Crafty on right now. Kraft, can you hear us?
Yo, can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay.
All right. Is your video working?
Here we go. Can you see me?
Perfect.
Yeah.
There we go.
What's up, fellas?
What's up, dude? How's it going?
I'm doing good. I got my boy Schultz just came in today. We had a good skate.
There we go.
Where's he
Getting ready to
at?
go. He's right here.
Yeah, don't be hiding, Derek. I haven't
Yeah,
seen you in
Yeah,
like.
get Schultz in here too.
What's
Oh,
up, boys?
all right. Little wine out.
Little.
I like it. Well, what is that? Are those llamas?
Yeah, it's Hanukkah. Hanukkah wine glasses. Getting ready to go.
There we go. I love it. I love it. Crafty, you'll never believe what just happened. We
Dude.
thought we were bringing you in, and Dan Dolan was sitting in the waiting room, and had no idea he was joining. And I just talked up Crafty, was talking him up, and then I'm like, all right, let's bring him in. And it said Zoom user, and it's Dolan. I was like, what is? I was like, what's going on?
He's like in my office like this at the camera, like a foot away. It was great, dude. He can't make this shit up. But.
That's awesome.
But hey, thank you for joining. We're gonna get right into it. You got your boy Schultz there. I know he's now a little closer to you. He's in South Carolina. How are the boys feeling coming up with TORHS coming up here in a couple days?
We're feeling good. I mean, we haven't really gotten to I haven't seen everybody in a while, but like just talking to everybody, everyone's been skating. Everyone's dialed in. I think we're ready for a good summer. We got a really good team for all tournaments. So I think TORHS is a good start off, and I'm really excited to see how we do.
Does the GM hat ever come off, or are you always, working to get?
I'm GM always.
I was gonna say 20.
State Wars usually ends, and the next day I'm making calls for the next summer.
I don't doubt it, honestly. I don't doubt it at all.
I was like, Tyler, when 8U State Wars ends in the summer, he's calling for like Winter Wars, like already, like, hey, yeah, we need some guys for the 8U squad.
Yeah.
I know you.
I'm putting it together. I do my best, so I'm always trying to throw my hat in there and get some work done for the boys.
Hey, I mean, the rosters show, so I don't think the work's there. You put in the work and it shows.
Yeah, and I don't think anybody else in the sport would put all the time and effort into making a winter national team and then not go to winter nationals. So I think that's something that I just love doing it for the team. I love winning, even though I'm not there. I still take pride in it. So
yeah, I mean, I love that. So with TORHS coming up, have you? I know you're a guy that looks at the schedule. That's not something to ask. What team jumps out at you on the schedule that you're most excited to play against?
So I really want to play against the Envious team. Because last time we played them, we actually lost to them.
Oh, okay.
So I'm excited to play against them. I was trying to actually, because they played like the box, so I was trying to like watch video of it, but there was no video of.
Yeah, our game got cut off. There was no video the whole time.
Yeah, I was like looking. I'm like, okay, what happened here? But I couldn't really catch it. But no, I'm excited to play them. I'm just excited to really just play good roller and play against everybody, see everybody. The first day is always the most exciting. Me and Derek were messing around earlier. We're like, oh, it's almost over because it just comes so quick and it just ends so quick. So we're really excited to get going, get to the rink and see everybody. And first game, I think we play Kemistry. So we'll battle against the young kids. They'll skate their asses off and make us break a sweat. And then I think we play Blood and Feathers and then the Wings. So I'm excited for just being there, but definitely the Wings stick out to me for the round robin.
And just kind of looking at the roster here, good pickup that I saw right off the bat. He's played with you guys a couple times is Charlie Combs. Adds another scoring threat to your already pretty lethal roster there. How does bringing a guy like that back into the mix? Like, he doesn't play every tournament with you. Obviously, he plays with the Snipers. Does he just mesh right in with you guys, like, and just fit right in? Or is it something that, how Jay is? Jay's very particular in how he likes guys playing. Does he usually take him a game or two to kind of get back into things with you guys?
No, I think he just plays such a good style of roller the way that we kind of do as well. He just adds a different dynamic with the way he scores. But he just plays the right way. The Snipers, they all play the same. They play smart, they win battles, they score. So he kind of fits in with us perfectly. He was actually going to play with us last year too for TORHS and NARS. He got hurt right before it. So the plan is to keep him with us whenever the Snipers aren't in the mix. So he's kind of like, he's in our group chat, he's part of the team. It's just whenever the Snipers aren't in it, he's with us. So, I mean, it's a great addition. I mean, him and Dipasquale as a line is just scary to even think about.
Yeah.
That's a
But,
workhorse line. You do not
I
want to be
know.
in the corners against that line.
I know it's I'm excited for it, but yeah, we our plan is to have Combs with us as long as possible. So I'm excited to get him with us. He played with us last time at Narch, or 2 years ago at Narch, where we won, and he had a big goal in the final. So he brings a different like a goal scoring touch. I think that anybody would love to have. So it's a good addition for us for sure.
Are you guys debuting the new uniforms at TORHS?
Yep, we're debuting the new uniforms. We got everything going.
There we go. And how big of a role do you play in that like jersey design? I know you're talking to Campbell the whole time. Are you like in his ear every day, or is it kind of like
nothing? Listen, nothing goes by Kraft. But Kraft makes the decisions here. Okay?
Yeah.
He doesn't like the jersey. The jersey's not going on us. Okay.
Derek from the top rope just comes in. Nothing's getting by Kraft.
So, I mean, Campbell always sends us some good stuff. So like we kind of give him a good idea of what we want. Like we do like a team discussion, like, hey, what colors we want, what design, and he kind of just puts it together. He'll send us a couple samples and we'll just kind of do it like a team vote.
Okay. Nice.
Are you giving us a little hint with the hat color? Like what color?
Yeah, I just ripped it out right out of the bag.
Yeah, there we go.
I had a feeling you guys were going back to the purples for some reason.
Yeah, I'm really excited for the uniforms this year. They look really good. I actually just was going over it with Derek. We got some cool stuff coming, so we're excited.
There we go, man. I'm excited to see. I'm pretty sure
we got
go ahead.
Sorry, I was just saying we got helmets this year.
Okay.
And they look pretty sweet, so I'm excited to bring them out. We'll see.
Oh, yeah. You can't get stuff past me. I've known you since you're like 4 years old. You can't get on past me, dude.
So, one thing we want to talk to you about too is you're very involved with the Black Ice organization. I mean, just with like roller hockey in general, what you've done in like the Florida roller hockey. Can you talk to us about a little bit about the Black Ice 2.0 team and kind of like what that team is like? Is that like the development team for the Black Ice, or a little bit about that team?
Yeah, so it's a lot of the guys that have been playing with Jay for a while. There's a good mix of some Pittsburgh kids, a lot of the Inferno kids that have been growing up playing with Jason, a lot of the young Philly/Jersey kids. All these kids are ready to play pro, and it's just about time where Jay can. It's like Palma did with the Silver Knights. It's the same idea. All these kids, they play all the time. A lot of them are getting really into it. They're playing all year round now. So it's like about time where they can step into it. And, I think they're going to have a good showing. They have a hard schedule. But I think they're going to go hard. They're all a bunch of young kids. They'll skate. They have some veteran leadership with some of the older kids. So I think it'll be a good little farm team for us, if you want to call it that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's good for you guys too, because like during the winter national events where maybe you're not getting everybody, you can kind of just pull some of those kids onto your Black Ice roster, and they're still playing, and now they're getting experience of playing with the Tyler Kraft, they're playing with the PJ DiMartino, and then when they go back to their teams, they're carrying over what they now learned from you and from other guys on the team. So I think it's a smart way to do it, and as you said, they're ready for it at this point, right? It's one thing if they weren't ready for it and they're going out there just getting their head kicked in, but they're going to go out there and they're going to compete, and they may lose games, right? It's going to happen, but they're going to go out there and compete and at least be a thorn in the side of a team. And you guys have played them like a couple times where we've been like, damn, just get away from me, right? You mentioned with the Kemistry team, Kemistry is going to make you sweat. They're going to make you skate. So it's pretty awesome. I mean, looking at it, you guys also are bringing back Shane Fox, which is awesome to see. So Foxy making his way. When's the last time he played tours? I can't even remember. It's been a couple of years.
I think it was when he played Carshield years ago. Yeah, it's been a while. Yeah.
So it's going to be good to see Fox back in the mix with you guys. You guys got a really strong roster. Just looking at it here with Jared Gerger now, kind of like being, working himself with you guys. So, and you kind of touched on it earlier. When you guys get in the playoffs, like what is it about you guys that you can have a round robin game, as you had mentioned, like when you had lost to North Park last year, but when you get in the playoffs every time, you guys always find a way to find your game again. So what is it about your team that allows you to do that?
I think it has a lot to do with that we've been doing this for way longer than we think. We were just talking about it the other day. We've been playing at this level for 10 years now. Yep, 10 years. So it's like, we've battled, we've been over, there was a couple years where we actually won the tournament where we should have lost the quarterfinal. There was a couple games where we were losing by a lot of goals and we come together at the right times and we, pull it out. So I think we come together when we need it the most. And I think we know no matter what, like you said, we lost to North Park last year, wasn't obviously didn't taste well with us, but we came together. We had a big win against Palma, and we had a really great semifinal against Carshield, and we were right there in that game. So
yeah,
I just think we come together and we play for each other, which I think says that we've all been playing together for a very long time. So
Yeah,
I think it's like a family vibe.
Yeah, and I think you said something, absolutely correct. Is you guys have been playing this for probably 11, I would say 11, 12 years at the pro scene. And you guys are all still fairly young and you're in your prime, athletic prime. So do you feel that, I know you guys have, an eye on your back all the time. Do you guys feel that you guys have something to prove every tournament, or are you guys hungry? Are you guys more hungry every tournament?
I think this year specifically, we're all very hungry. We haven't won this event in a couple years, so I know we want to start off strong. But I think this year in particular, we're very hungry. Last year we only won Narch. I felt like we could have won State Wars, and definitely, same thing with TORHS. We were in the game. We were winning against the Roadrunners and up until the end of the game, and just we need to. I think if we come in hungry and we want to win everything, we have a really good chance to do so.
Awesome. It's good that it's funny to hear that how you guys have won so much, but you guys still just want to keep winning more, and you're never satisfied, right? And I think that's a testament to why you guys are so good, is that you're never satisfied. No matter if it's like you said, you could have won TORHS, you could have won State Wars, but you still have that bad taste in your mouth. And I know you, and I know that you're coming in that first game, you're like, yeah, this is revenge. Even though it's Kemistry, this is revenge for that tour semifinal last year, So,
right. Yeah. Yeah. And I think one thing I've learned from playing for a long time is never take any win for granted, because you never know when you're going to get that chance to win again. I think when we were going on that run as kids, we kind of did that a little bit, because now looking back on it, we didn't winning State Wars, winning Narch, winning TORHS. We almost did all three in one summer. That's very rare these days, So I think we need to come in hungry. We cannot take any game for granted. We just have to go out there and win each game. And the goal right now is TORHS, but obviously the main goal is to win all three. So hopefully we start here with TORHS and make our way on.
There we go. If I say if somebody accomplishes that, does the Triple Crown, they got to get some type of trophy, like a world trophy or something
I know.
like the North American trophy or something like that. That'd be pretty sick.
Listen, maybe take all that prize money and a little vacation, a team vacation somewhere.
Yeah.
Nice. Maybe where Rob is right now in Bermuda. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. Is Schultz right next to you?
Yeah, he's right here.
Get Schultz in here real quick. I want to ask him.
Barry.
What up, boys?
What's up, Schultz? How are the legs feeling? You're back with the boys. Got a couple days till the tournament start. How are the legs feeling?
They're feeling good. I stay in pretty good shape. I feel like I run 3 miles a day. I skate.
I don't think there's any question about that. Yeah, I think your cardio.
I tell people, I'm like, dude, I have the worst ADHD. You cannot keep me still. I'll figure out a way.
Yeah, I feel you. How's the and you're living in South Carolina now?
Yeah, Charleston.
Okay, how's that going?
It's unbelievable. It's I just met such so many great people there, and it's so friendly, and I can work all year round, and it's just I have my own business out there, so it's great. It's I seriously, I'm so blessed. So
sounds like you're
home improvements, dude. Schultz home improvements, get it going, dude. Little podcast out there.
Yeah. Schultz Property Services.
And then Derek just luckily enough, they have a new outdoor rink that they built in Charleston, right? So at least you're able to get on the rink, even though it's not indoor, but at least get skates on and get wheeling, right?
Yeah, so I actually spoke with this guy. It's actually funny. He has the same name as me, Derek Narrow, who's he actually coaches like a couple kids from Cali that played on like a Narch event. So I spoke with him, and we're gonna like try and do a little like organization and start like a South Carolina type like, we're gonna figure it out. It's like sucks that we have an outdoor rink, but I think it's like such a great opportunity. Like there's a ton of people moving there, and I feel like it's such a popular sport for people to get into now. So
yeah, and it's on the beach, or not on the beach, but it's nice weather where people can play like year round. They don't.
Yeah, I was talking to Darren about this. I was like, dude, this would be the perfect area for like a national if they were capable of like building a 2-rink facility. It's like 10 minutes from the beach, like great food, great people, like Southern hospitality, like beautiful weather. Like people drive golf carts like around to like where I live. It's just I'm just like I'm beyond blessed.
Downtown Charleston's like awesome because it's like not super big where you get lost in the shuffle and there's like too much to do. It's like a perfect size where you can kind of get everywhere pretty easily, go over the bridge, and you're at all these like sick bars on the water. Like it's just a sick spot.
Yeah, it's so coit's so I'm very thankful.
Well, hey, I'm very happy for you. You got TORHS coming up. What game jumps out at you the most that you're excited for?
I mean, I think Kraft said it, like that Envious Swings team. Like I love Blake Bennett, but like I go to battle with him on the rink. Like me, like I have no friends on the rink when we play. So I'm out for blood for those guys. So
there you go. I love it. I love it. And with are you skating? I know you said you have that rink there and your stuff, but are you able to skate there a lot in the South Carolina rink?
Yeah, I go to like the outdoor rink a good bit.
Okay.
It's just like tough because it's like concrete, so I don't get like that, I guess, feel of like tile and stuff like that. Like tonight, like I was like trying to get my hands back a little bit, and I'm just like, so
there we go. All right, so it's Sunday. And, who do you guys, Sunday comes around, who do you guys want to see in the championship?
I feel like us and Roadrunners would be such a good battle again. Like they beat us last time at this tournament, I believe, right? And
semis.
Yeah, so I feel like that would be like, great battle.
Schultz, that's a great answer, honestly.
Yeah, I mean, we lost to him in the semis like the last time we played in this, was it last year? Yeah. So that like sucked. So, don't want that to happen again.
Yeah, Rob, you're muted.
Am I muted?
No, Rob was.
Oh, Rob is.
This is the live show. This is what you get with the live show here, Schultz.
No, he disconnected, I think.
Yeah, disconnected the mic. We thought Kraft wound up being Dolan. And Rob came on. Yeah,
Rob, what's going on, bro?
Yeah, my bad. My mic went down. So yeah, I apologize there. But
drinks in Bermuda, bro.
Yeah, more in Denver, Colorado. I'm just in my girlfriend's bedroom, so I can't just show like some girl stuff around. It just wouldn't look right. But hey, boys, there we go. Damn, we got some Oh, there we go, Kyla.
Yeah, it's Kyla's freaking college banner.
Damn, that's
national
sick.
champions. Not a big deal.
Yeah, where's your banner, Crafty?
I don't have one.
All right, well, hey, we got to get you one here. But hey, boys, appreciate you guys for joining the show. And we're gonna find you, Crafty. Either it was gonna be the first person on the show or the last. We got you on. So
I'm here, no problem. Thanks for having me, boys.
Yeah, there we go.
See you, boys. Miss you guys both, man.
We'll see you. I miss you too, buddy. And hey, congrats on being a dad again, my guy.
Thanks, man. We got to get them together at some point. So,
absolutely.
All right, dude. Later.
All right.
Later, Kraft. See you, Schultz. All righty. So, well, that was an interview. What a great interview to end it.
I was gonna say, I'll tell you this: Roller, the people in Roller are just. I think it's what
they're the
makes
best.
The sport. It makes the sport. Like, the fact that like we thought it was gonna be Kraft, it was Dolan, and then we get Kraft and he's with Schultz. Like,
It's
what
the best
kind
thing
of,
ever.
like, Jedi mind trick is going on here? Like, and just like even yesterday, like talking to some new people who we haven't really talked to much, with like Hite and Okada, right? Like having some of those guys in the first period, like now we're having a second period that just wound up going off the rails. Like,
Yeah, we're in overtime right now, and
yeah,
you know,
it's nuts.
yeah, and just before we end this, huge shout out to everybody that's still listening. We love this game. We love Roller. It's 11:15 where Ant's at. It's 9:15 where I'm at. My girlfriend can't even come into her room because I'm doing a podcast right now.
My kid's probably crying. So
I got off work at 7:30, went straight up here and we started recording. So we really appreciate you guys like supporting us, because at the end of the day, this is why we do it. And we love the game of roller. So good luck to everyone at TORHS. I'm pumped. Rollerhockey.tv to watch a live stream, and we'll see you at the next tournament.
all right, boys.